never forget that, Landry.
Throwing those computers into all those porches so they could read their Facebook.
Listen,
we've come a long way.
When I woke up this morning, there was light rain falling at my house.
I woke up to 18 different notifications on my phone, one of which was a severe storm or a dangerous storm is headed your way. And it didn't wake me up in the night. The storm didn't wake me up, so maybe it never arrived, but it was raining when I got up at 4:45 this morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was raining.
When I was trying to go, it was raining outside.
Did you ever manage to get back to sleep?
At 4:45?
Yeah.
No, that's when I was up. The alarm's set for 5.
So you didn't go back to sleep. Is that what you're saying? Landry, it's time to make your Monday sweet. Head to SK Donuts in Oak City. In fact, leave right now. Don't even finish the show. Leave right now and go to the place with the freshest, fluffiest donuts in town. From classic glazed to cream and jelly filled. Let me name everything on the menu right now so you will know, okay? I don't have time for that. But you need to know they've also got kolaches that are both affordable and delicious. SK Donuts, 1926 West 3rd in Oak City. Landry, here's what I know. Struggling in life, when you're 25 years old, you should struggle. Life is supposed to be a struggle in your 20s. You're starting out. You're on your own. It's, making your way in the world. But it's supposed to get easier as you get older, right? By 35, you should be, really rocking and rolling, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, if you get to 65 and you're struggling like you're 22, that's a problem. Because it's time to quit working at 65 and just go spend money. You're supposed to start spending money.
You're not wrong.
If you don't have any money to spend, it's going to be hard to pay that light bill. Brian and Briley Bacca can help. Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton. The website is retirewithbacca.com. Retirewithbacca.com.
Nathan, I had a very nice weekend. Father's Day was nice. I heard from most of my kids. And so, you get a gift and people say nice things about you. And even it's not as elaborate or glamorous as Mother's Day, as Melvin Ote taught us in his Facebook meme. But it was a nice weekend. It was a nice day yesterday. And I did notice something on social media that I pointed out to you last night.
Yeah.
It's nice when people say, hey, dads are great and wonderful and all that. I noticed in 2 different people's Facebook posts, and I can't remember who it was, and it doesn't matter. I wouldn't say it, even if I did. But are fathers now referred to as the safe space? Is that a thing? Because before yesterday, I'm not sure I had ever heard that specifically applied to fathers. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice sentiment. I saw 2 different people had put that on Facebook.
Are we seeing now the beginning of a new thing?
Is this a trend? Is this the beginning of a trend? Are we in the middle of it, or are we at the backside of it?
Well, it's the first we've ever seen it.
I don't claim to keep up with the trends at all. It's a nice sentiment. Dad as your safe space.
65 or 66 degrees. Skies had already begun clearing by 6 o'clock this morning, but at 4:30, 4:45, there was light rain falling at my house, and sure enough, the streets are wet. Sure enough. We got your weather. Landry, we've got your weather coming up at the bottom of the hour. If you have zero access to television or the internet and you rely on me for your weather, well, I've got good news for you, because coming up in about 20 or 30 more minutes, I'm going to give you the weather.
Did you have a nice Father's Day yesterday?
Landry, I had an outstanding Father's Day. And really, it started Saturday night. Because I got my Father's Day meal Saturday night. Because, Sunday's so busy.
Sure.
It's too busy is what it is. And so Saturday night, I got this nice, I don't know what it's called, but there was noodles. So it was a pasta dish in some kind of a sauce. I don't know what the sauce was.
I love sauces.
And there was shrimp in it.
Ooh.
And we had garlic knots bread. Okay.
Okay. Where did they come from? Were they homemade or were they store-bought?
Oh, they were store-bought.
Are they we eat these garlic knots, they just come in a bag from Walmart?
These were in a box. I mean, the bag's inside the box.
Our bag was just dropped off by a stork, I think. But anyway, all you do is pop it in the microwave or oven or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
And so that was my delicious meal.
Okay, it was the pasta sauce and garlic knots? Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. It was shrimp. It was shrimp pasta dish.
That sounds so good.
And then yesterday morning, when you have little kids, they still get excited about stuff like this. So my 11-year-old,
So there's not as much eye rolling and heavy sighing.
yeah, I don't get called names as much by my 11-year-old as my teenagers call me.
Uh-huh.
But my 11-year-old yesterday was so excited to get up and make me breakfast.
Oh,
And she absolutely
so
tried.
nice.
She tried to kill me.
really?
She made me 3 pancakes with fruit on it and an omelet.
Wow. I bet you hadn't eaten that much for breakfast.
No, and I'm still trying to digest it.
Ever.
But listen, out of love,
Uh-huh.
I ate it all.
You have to eat it.
Oh, I absolutely.
have to eat
I
it.
killed it all. And then I got gifts from all. I couldn't believe it. I was 4 for 4 with my
Wow.
children giving me
It's
gifts.
pretty good.
It is. And it was just a nice. And I got to visit my father and yours yesterday on Father's Day.
Because I didn't know.
So I saw all my kids, and they all
Yeah.
gave me some.
Yeah.
Fathers, tell the truth. Do you measure the success of a Father's Day by the percentage of children who give you gifts?
Do your kids ever say, "What do you want
Sure.
for Father's Day?" Do you feel compelled to say, the magnanimous fatherly thing of "Don't spend any money on me. I don't expect you to buy me
I
anything."
feel guilty with my children spending money on me.
When my kids ask me, whether it's Christmas, birthday, Sadie Hawkins Day, what do you want? I usually just say, the love of my family. Just hug my neck and tell me you love me. That's all I want.
That's right. If you'll
But-
give me a hug and stay out of jail.
Now, but the practical side of me says, well, if they want to buy me something, then it really is in my best interest to let them know if there are things I want. And I did do that this
And
year.
I realize there is virtue in allowing children to do something that is, in essence, selfless.
Sacrificial.
Yeah, do something for others and show appreciation. So I'm torn. I feel guilty, like my kids who make my kids are the subject of a Sally Struthers television commercial.
Are those the
They
kids?
make
I thought those
they
kids
make
looked familiar.
35 cents a day, and they want to spend
Sweatshop labor.
2 of those dimes on me. I feel a little guilty.
Sure.
But at the same time, I want them to learn to show appreciation and to sacrifice and that sort of thing. So I allow them to give me gifts on Father's Day.
Here's what give them.
did.
I heard you gave them a list of items, and it was everything, nothing below $100. It was a rule. In fact, your kids told me you had a rule: don't even bring Dad something that costs less than 3
Kids,
figures.
There's 2 stores. They both begin with the letter N. It's Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom, and so it's very easy to remember those. No, they all. What do you want? And I finally decided. Well, there's one thing I really wanted. I wanted a particular pair of shoes to wear in the summer. And I said, you know what? If you'll just give me $5 or $10, we'll call it good. If all my kids gave me a little bit of money, and then that will help defray. That's one of those great words, right? I have an expense coming up, and if you could contribute to this shoe fund, it would defray the expenses, and we would be allowed to go. So that's what I did, and a couple of them actually gave me money.
Well, there you go.
And then the other two
Well, there you go.
the other 2 gave me stuff. A lot of it was edible stuff.
Ooh,
Kids are big on buying edibles.
they are.
Right? Stuff that you can eat that is delicious. And so I got some nice treats.
Is it because they know what makes you happy? They know the kind of things you like to eat?
Yeah, I think so.
I got some edible coffee syrup. Nathan.
Coffee syrup.
I
Oh.
love my flavored coffees. I mean, you know that about me, right?
Well, no doubt.
And so back around Christmas, one of my kids gave me some coffee syrup. It's good for coughs, by the way. Some good coffee syrup with a pump. And so another one of my kids yesterday gave me some coffee syrup. And you know me, Nathan. You know I love my flavored coffees.
Oh, no doubt, brother.
But I also like plain black coffee.
By the way, look, I hesitate to say anything because they're not a paid sponsor. But due to the extraordinary circumstances, I feel compelled. I went over to United Supermarket in Elk City over the weekend, and the first thing that I have to say is it makes me really sad to see the shelves 97% empty in United Supermarket in Elk City, because Landry and I grew up going to United. That was a slice of our lives.
That was our
childhood.
go-to. Mom took us grocery shopping. We would go see Delbert Mosley, the manager at United Supermarket. And, of course, where we wanted to go was the Brock's Candy area. Some of it was free-floating, the individually wrapped caramels. And, of course, my favorite was the Brock's Red Twist. I grew up calling it licorice. I'm not sure it qualified. It was a licorice-like product.
And then eventually both of us worked there.
Yes, we did.
Eventually, both Landry and I worked there.
I remember going into Steve Baker's and Mike Boofer's pharmacy area. I remember getting medicine there as kids from Steve Baker and Mike Boofer, getting our meds there. Chopper Dave, same. I mean, you know Chopper Dave grew up as a United kid. You know that, right? I remember shopping. And I'll tell you what else I remember. I thought this was so exotic and so wonderful. When it was always the women. Women there giving out the samples, the food samples, Nathan. You know what I'm talking about.
No doubt, brother.
It was on a
no doubt.
Probably on a toothpick or a little cracker and a little bit of cheese and a little meat slice. I love those. What were they called? Demonstrations? Is that what they were? What do we call those?
I think so.
Chopper Dave, what did we call them?
I think they are. Yeah.
225.
Demonstrating how to let me eat stuff.
225-9697. Chopper, by the way, Chopper, did you have a good Father's Day? Did the little Choppers, Chopper Jr. and Chopper Jr. Jr. give Papa something for his Chopper? Did he give him some season tickets? What about you, listeners? Did you have a good Father's Day? 225-9697. Did you shop at United Supermarket in Elk City when you were little? Did your mother take you in there for free food given away by the demonstrators and to say hi to Delbert Mosley and to pick up a delicious package of Brock's Red Twist? Nathan, remember when we started, Mom would buy us one package that we shared?
Sure.
And we would count out the number of individual Red Twists, each getting half. And then, boy, we made it. By the time we were in about the 5th grade, Mom would give each one of us a separate package of Brock's Red Twists. And I remember taking that into my bedroom and hiding from the world and eating my Brock's Red Twists. And that was some of the happiest I've ever been in my life, Nathan.
And that was the best Thanksgiving ever.
Nathan, I've got to tell you, that red dye number 40 they put in
I don't know what it was.
It was delicious.
Demos. Or is this the Greek word demos, meaning the people?
The people?
From whence we get the word democracy. The rule of the people, Landry. Democracy.
Later in life, I remember seeing none other than Mr. Steve Walker working in the produce department.
Yeah, Steve Baker, Steve Walker.
Was it Kimmy? Did Kimmy Myers, did she work there? Or am I misremembering? I don't know. People work there.
Yeah, they did, especially at Atwood's, where you can get select men's and women's Western or work boots, $99, Landry. $99. Select men's and women's work boots, $99. In the garage this weekend, you walk in, and for some reason, I walk in, and the door was down. The garage door was down. I thought, why is that? And so I start opening it, and I see a wasp. And I immediately thought, boy, I wish I had that no-pest wasp and hornet canister from Atwood's. It's only $2.49 right now. Got to kill those pests. Atwood's Ranch and Home Goods, Oak City, Clinton, Woodward, Altus.
Chopper Dave said, Father's Day was good. I was given 2 books. Got some reading to do now. All right, then. Very good.
Coming up on 20 minutes after the hour, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. 66 degrees, clearing skies after rain at 4:30 and 5 o'clock this morning. It was raining at my house at about 5 o'clock. And you know what? It was delightful listening to it. It was just a light, even, gentle rain falling at my home.
There's a chance of rain several days, beginning yesterday.
Listen, I don't want to get anybody too excited this early in the morning and this early in the week. But there's a certain golf tournament this Saturday, the Oak City Golf and Country Club. I'll be there handing out Rolex watches in my Santa suit.
With Glenn Campbell?
That's right. In my Santa suit. The 99th. How many times have we done this now?
25.
Is it 20?
I don't know.
No,
I have no
it's like
idea.
27. You know what? I think it's 27.
It was close.
I think it's the 27th KECO Open Celebrity Pro-Am and Clam Bake.
If Ryder Cowan shows up, I'm done because I can't compete. I cannot compete. If Ryder Cowan is there, he has to play left-handed.
Mr. U.S. Open, the pride of Elk City, Oklahoma, and Deer Creek, along with Kelly O'Hara. Ryder Cowan competing in the U.S. Open last week. We got OU Sooners competing in the College World Series. They've split, Landry, games. They won Saturday against North Carolina, lost yesterday. It comes down to tonight's 7 o'clock game.
6 o'clock, right?
Right. Well, 7 Eastern.
I have this fear. And I hate to approach the College World Series and this show in life with fear. I have this fear the Sooners are going to pull a Thunder.
I know.
Jump out to a 2-1 lead.
And then lose.
And then lose at home. Are they playing? They're not playing in Norman, are they? Are they still playing at Charles Schwab Omaha Field Stadium? Rosenblatt Field Stadium?
Jimmy Buffett? Or
is it true they serve Omaha steaks?
Who's the other?
For the pregame
Not
meal?
Jimmy Buffett. Warren Buffett. There we go. The Buffett brothers, Jimmy and Warren.
Go come Monday, it'll be all
right.
Oh,
now,
yeah,
man.
it's 1-1. The rubber match where the rubber meets the road. Nathan. It's a winner take all. Loser go home. Actually, the winner will also go home. By the way,
the winner.
They're not from
today's
Omaha.
winner is the king of the world, and today's loser is the winner of all the losers. That's the way.
Well,
because if you're not first, you're last.
Like Joe Jackson said.
You got 2 choices for your big machinery. Either wait until you break a hose and have an emergency, or get ahead of things by being supplied ahead of time. I mean, the choice is yours. I think getting ahead of it's better. But either way, American Hose and Supply is ready to help. Inside the Camrock building, next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City.
The words that made us, America's constitutional conversation.
American woman!
I mean, because when they're in a bind, they're in a bind. You want that company to think of you first. Oh, we need this. Well, call Brock. You call me. We'll get it taken care of. When they call you, they want you to answer the phone. And whether it's Sunday, Saturday, or Monday, they also want customer service. Do what you say you're going to do. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing. And if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. If they call me, they're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
But Corbin, I don't work for Ford.
Doesn't matter, Nathan. We're going to treat you like you work directly for the Ford Motor Company.
Hey, Ford employees get a pretty sweet deal, right?
The sweetest. Even cheaper than we can buy it at BD Ford. Right now, everybody pays what Ford Motor Company employees pay on every single vehicle line we've got. Ford's never done this before. Take advantage of the super special employee pricing right now at Barbara Dyson Ford in Elk City. Online at barbadysonford.net.
Getting it done,
We
getting it done
are
under the sun.
family.
We are getting it done, having fun in the morning. Nathan and Landry gonna have fun, you see. 66 degrees outside.
Yes. Kimmy Myers worked at United. Delbert was her grandfather. Well
yeah.
nepotism. Go, he didn't hire Nathan and me so he could give his granddaughter
Are you ready for my
job.
Landry, are you ready for my catchphrase? Ready?
Yeah,
You ready
yeah,
for this? Or
yeah,
it's not a catchphrase.
yeah.
It's nepotism leads to despotism. Okay.
Do you
Was she-
remember?
Was she one of the first Nepo babies? Nepotism?
I heard one of my kids used that term.
Yeah, I'm ashamed I know it, but a Nepo baby. Like
Nepotism?
Yeah, it's just nepotism. It became a Nepo baby. Which,
Nepo.
you got to have a cool catchphrase.
Do you
for
remember
everything.
Do you remember that the pharmacy part of United also had clothes? Absolutely, I did.
Wow.
Where do you think I would look when it was time to go back to
That's
school
where Chopper
for buy
Dave.
clothes? I would go back there and look at all those people buying clothes.
That's where Chopper Dave. That's why he kept wearing those shirts to school. I love Delbert. All of his shirts. Every Tuesday,
yeah.
Chopper Dave wore a shirt that said, I love Delbert.
Remember that shirt you and I bought Dad? We pooled our resources when we were kids. We bought Dad that T-shirt. Ask me about Tagamet. That's where we got it. Ask me about Tagamet.
Nobody except our father knows what Tagamet even is.
Was Mike Boofer the Wilford Brimley of United Supermarket?
Well, why do you think he was always making those oats? Quaker oats, Landry. Wilford Brimley.
I love oats. You know what I do? Let me tell you, Nathan. I get my oats. They say a cup. I just eyeball it. Put my oats in my bowl. Add water. I just eyeball it. Put it in the microwave a minute and a half. Take it out. I add flaxseed, ground flaxseed. Okay. I add
here we go.
stevia.
Regis had a brand muffin
And then,
for breakfast.
and then I add my cinnamon stevia mixture. Okay, wait a minute. I mix that all up, and then I cut up a Cosmic Crisp apple, and I put half of it
well,
back in the bowl, mix it up, put it back in the microwave, probably add a little water first, put it in the microwave for a minute. That is my breakfast.
all right, tell me more about generic peas.
And now, if you start buying Cosmic Crisp apples, we're done, okay? Just once, just a little, just once, we're done because I need all the Cosmic Crisp apples for myself.
I hope a few of you got to enjoy the Down with Designs market over the weekend at the Oak City Convention Center. I just hope, okay? 96.5 KECO, 66 degrees, your forecast in a few more. Happy Father's Day +1 to all the fathers out there. You could text us, what was the best gift you got for Father's Day? 225-9697. And then follow that up with, what was the worst gift? Who is your least favorite child now? 225-9697. Do you need one of those big generators? I mean, I don't mean the one just to run your home. I mean an industrial grade, massive generator. I'm looking at an Olympian 50 kilowatt generator. It's only got 53 hours on it. Okay? So, pardon me, it's on page 22 of the latest Penny News, bottom right. Bottom right, page 22 of the latest Penny News. It is an Olympian 50 kilowatt generator with only 53 hours on it. Take a look. Page 22 of the Penny News. Did you get to enjoy the Rotary Radio auction last Thursday night or Friday night? 2 nights of joy. I heard, I was told by someone who was in the room that they did better this year than last year.
Wow.
For what it's worth,
All right.
for whatever it means.
Okay.
I was told that by someone who was in the room and heard someone else say it. So yes, this is third hand.
There was a disappointing part of my weekend, and that was my failed effort at finding some solid entertainment at night on my television screen. Nathan, I could not rake up a good movie. Now, I will say part of the problem was time. If I start after 7:30, I cannot watch a 2-hour movie with ads because it lasts longer than 2 hours. If I had had more time, I might have been able to watch a decent flick. I thought about watching the Kevin Costner movie Swing Vote, which would be a rewatch for me because I watched it many years ago. Instead, I tried watching a Gene Hackman movie Friday night that is beneath Gene Hackman. I tried watching Welcome to Mooseportville Town? Mooseport. I tried watching it. I gave it about 15 or 20 minutes. Gene Hackman, Ray Romano, other people. And I thought, okay.
That should be good.
It should be good. It wasn't. I bailed. Wound up watching the next installment of a Netflix Thomas Jefferson documentary.
Okay, hold it back up. What was bad about the movie?
The premise was absurd, but it was just, the writing wasn't good, the action wasn't good, and it's opened with seeing an older fellow's bare bottom. And I thought, well, okay, I'm done.
Nobody wants that.
I'm done. It's not good. This is not good. And so, actually, I went from that bad movie to attempting to watch another Netflix documentary. There's a tennis player who retired within the last year or 3 named Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
and we're a tennis family, and so I've watched this guy play, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this sounds good. Well, I was under the impression that he would be speaking English. He's from Spain, where they speak Spanish. And so the whole documentary that I watched, and I only watched maybe 5 minutes because it was so tedious, it was him moving his lips and I suppose making noise, but I heard English words being spoken by someone else, and there were subtitles. And so it took me a bit to figure out what was going on, and as soon as I did, I pulled the plug, and that's when I went to Thomas Jefferson. And then Saturday night, the same thing happened. Did I even try watching a movie? I wound up just watching the next installment of the Thomas Jefferson Netflix documentary, which I find interesting. I mean, it wouldn't be interesting for everybody. I know history isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I'm interested in it because I teach it. And so I've watched the 3 or 4 installments of the Netflix Thomas Jefferson documentary.
Any good?
I like it. I think you might find it interesting. I can recommend it to you. And so that was my weekend of entertainment. Last night I just watched The West Wing and an episode of Frasier. But it was the episode of Frasier where Niles and Frasier sit at the coffee shop and discuss whether they're happy.
My Coffee with Niles.
It's one of my
What's the name of
favorite
it?
episodes.
96.5 KECO is the early morning show. Nathan, did not have it sounded like I had a better weekend with movies than you did. I did watch the Kevin Costner movie Swing Boat Friday night. My wife liked it better than I did. It's 2 hours, here's my deal. Kevin Costner is, I find myself really, really, really wanting to like Kevin Costner, but not always liking his performances.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's that he's really genuinely not a great actor or if he just picks bad roles. But I certainly don't want to see what he should be from about 1988 or 89 until about 1995. He was arguably the great leading man in Hollywood. I don't want to see him as a bumbling guy. He's a single father, and he's raising his daughter, and he drinks all the time, loses his job, and he's fairly ignorant of life, and his one vote will swing the entire election for the president of the United States. Well, okay, but
Is Kelsey Grammer in that?
yeah,
Does he play the president?
he is the incumbent president running for re-election against Dennis Hopper. So
Hop?
it's just the daughter, who is, I don't know, what was she supposed to be, like 12? She's the star. She should be the star of the movie. She was the best character, and that was the best performance. The daughter. I wanted to see more of her. She was smarter than her dad. It was okay. And then Saturday night, there's a new Netflix movie called Voicemails for Isabel. It's Zoe Deutsch, if that name means anything to you. She was in an Ed Sheeran video, and then she did that movie Something at Tiffany's, that Christmassy movie. She's in this movie. Her mother, Zoe Deutsch's mother's Leah Thompson, who was in Back to the Future. She was the mom in Back to the Future. And then she did, was it Caroline in the City? That 90s NBC sitcom. So Zoe Deutsch is her daughter. And Zoe, the character, I don't remember her name, but the character's younger sister has cystic fibrosis. And she ends up passing away, and she's left her sister all the and anyway, the big sister Zoe Deutsch keeps calling her sister to leave and just
Yes.
leaves her voicemails.
I think I saw something about that over the weekend. Maybe it was a trailer. She's on a bench. She has food in her mouth, and some guy's by her and wants to chat her up, and she can't speak because she has food in her mouth.
Well, she's been sending her sister these voicemails even after her sister passes. Well, that phone number had been given to this guy, and so he's getting her voicemails, and he listens to them, and he really is starting to fall for her based on the voicemail. And then he meets her, and predictably they fall in love, but he never tells her about the voicemails. And so about 3/4 of the way through the movie, 2/3 to 3/4 of the way, she finds out that he had the voicemails and knew about it. And of course they go apart, and then they got to come back together. It was, there's too much language. There was just too much language. And
It sounds like a movie that was just okay.
yeah.
It sounds like there are a lot of movies, based on my experience and your experience. It seems like there are a lot of movies that are just
There are a lot of movies that are in the 5 to 6.5 range. You either wish you hadn't wasted, you barely just wish you hadn't wasted the time, or you are barely glad you watched it but wouldn't watch it again.
There are, however, a couple of movies that I would really like to watch. One of them is Pressure, the movie about D-Day and predicting the weather so they can go. Eisenhower, World War II, D-Day. That looks really interesting.
I want to see
That looks
that.
great.
Because, we're the old guy who likes history.
And the other one's Young Washington on the Angel
Yeah.
Network. What is Pressure? That's streaming on... It's in theaters,
I thought it was in theater. Oh,
but
it's also streaming. Probably
solely
Prime.
on Paramount or...
I thought it was
Oh,
Prime.
no, take that back. It was Prime Video. I'm just not prepared to pay $20 to stream a movie.
Yeah,
at
I
home.
know.
But yeah, Young Washington looks good. Pressure looks really good.
7:36, Landry. It is finally Monday. 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. 3 things you need to know. Recent hail means they drop prices. Closing out the 25 models means they drop prices. And super special employee pricing means they've dropped prices. Barbara Dyson Ford, northeast part of Elk City. Online, barbaraDysonFord.net.
According to Channel 5, KOCO 5 in Oklahoma City, just this morning, last night there was severe weather in the state. Didn't wake me up, but there was severe weather, possibly a tornado or tornadoes. But according to Channel 5, KOCO, there was a 102 mile per hour wind gust near Hinton.
Woo, get out.
102 mile per hour wind gust near Hinton this morning. 102 miles. Is that hurricane
That's
force?
illegal. Yeah, 72.
What
70
is-
or 72 is hurricane.
What is a weak tornado? What wind
F1.
speed? But I mean, what wind
I
speed?
don't know. 75 to 100. And you know how I know that? Because I just made it up. That's why.
F1 tornado. Whoops, tornado. Tornado wind speed. According to AI, an EF1 tornado has wind speeds ranging from 86 to 110.
Okay, I was in the
So
ballpark.
that wind, that straight line.
Why do we call it straight line winds? Why can't we just call it wind or straight wind?
That
Why does
wind-
it have to be straight line?
That is a great question. That wind at Hinton, 102 miles per hour, that was the equivalent of a small tornado, of an EF1. When did F1 become EF1? Oh, it became enhanced.
Yeah, I don't know why it's the enhanced Fujita scale.
It was the Fujita, and now it's enhanced.
I guess.
What did they do with the old one? They still use it? Or do they sell it?
You know what? It was destroyed in a tornado.
Was it retired?
It was destroyed in a tornado. 67 degrees, clearing skies, your weather coming up at the bottom. Man, what else is going on? Hey, what isn't, right?
People call it hay wrap, but the technical term is net wrap. Our net wrap is like the strongest in the industry. It has a 12-month UV stabilizer so it don't break down, and it holds your bells together longer and makes it more worth your money. The cheaper stuff only lasts, I feel, if you wrap it, probably a couple months, and it's going to start breaking down when you try to move your bells. This one lasts a good over a year. Holds it tight. They want to keep their hay good, so it's good for their cows and horses not getting moldy and breaking apart when they're trying to move it and lose half of it down the road. There's like handles that's made on the roll because they're long and they're pretty heavy, but this makes it where you can pick it up and put it in there. It's not so bulky and you have to manhandle it so bad. It's the green and yellow brand colors, and everybody likes that color just because it holds up better and is stronger, and I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People can come get this hay wrap at Camrock Supply. 2111 South Main in Elk City. We're right south of Fred's.
Brian Bacca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For most people planning for retirement, their number one fear is living too long and running out of money long before they run out of life. Imagine if you were on a vacation driving through the desert. You're enjoying the desert scenery and letting your mind wander as you admire the vast terrain and all of the beautiful natural landscape. All of a sudden, you see a sign that says next gas 100 miles. You look down at your gas gauge and notice you have a little less than a quarter of a tank. Immediately, you begin to think of how you overlook such an important detail. You start to second-guess your car's gas mileage. You turn the air conditioner down, roll down your window, and you eventually decrease your speed to help get better mileage. Now you're not enjoying the drive as much, and all you can think about is, are you going to make it? This is Brian Bacca with Advanced Financial Strategies. Don't plan your retirement on a quarter of a tank. Make sure you are confident your financial tank is full before entering your retirement journey. Give us a call at our office, 323-6800, or check us out on retirewithbacca.com.
96.5 KECO is the early morning show. Nathan, Landry, and you, and 19 away from the top, and Carter Electric, and Landry Carter Electric, but also Carter Electric, bringing us the forecast this hour. I told you we'd do this, and by golly, we're going to do it. A 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. 40, really? I thought that would
Later
that was-
today or
well, it just
behind
says
us?
40. It just says 40. 40% chance of showers and storms, partly sunny, high of 85. East-northeast winds 10 to 20. Interesting. Tonight, a 1 in 2 chance of showers and thunderstorms. That's right, 50%. A 1 in 2 chance, 30%. Well, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, low of 67. Mañana, 20% chance of thunderstorms early. High of 92. So today, decent chance of rain, high of 85. Tonight, better chance of rain. And then tomorrow, 92. Right now on the back porch, 67 degrees. It was quite lovely this morning. I think the rain just cleared out the air and left us with a light, refreshing breeze. Okay.
Feels pretty good.
So there you have it. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning is in the room to really put it all into perspective for us. I think that mainly is what he's here for, is perspective.
Was the election day Tuesday last week?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Were there any problems?
No, we didn't have any from the law enforcement side. No problems. I'm not aware of any problems.
Law enforcement.
So Nathan didn't show up to vote after all, because he was promising
I
problems.
was going to raise a ruckus.
Well, maybe I scared him off Monday.
You did. I had the ominous words of the sheriff ringing in my ears when he said, keep your campaign literature
And your air
away."
horn. No blowing your air horn at the polling place.
We did have to move or contact a couple of candidates whose signs they go around and try to pick those up before election day so that they're not too close. We had one small sign that got missed, and so we called that person, and they came right out.
And you threw him in jail.
No, we did not.
Oh,
There-
that's too
there are
bad.
laws-
I was saving a spot for you. I didn't want to fill up
It's because there are laws about electioneering on election day.
within 300 feet of the
Polling
the
places.
polling place. Yeah.
Do the candidates get their tape measure out and stand exactly 301
you
feet
know,
away?
Google Earth is a good tool for that. Is what I've learned. So yeah, you do measure, because sometimes it's hard telling. We had a couple that were close, but which were legal, and everybody usually tries to behave. And when somebody gets a phone call, they're very apologetic and run take care of it. I've not had an issue like that.
Derek, we don't elect the police chief. Why do we elect sheriffs?
It's kind of a constitutional thing. It's the way our government was set up. In most states, it's a constitutional office. So it's you are a representative of the people in law enforcement. So
That is one of the oddest things I've ever heard. Let's talk about training. Last week, more training.
yeah. So I think I mentioned this a little bit last week that we were going to do it. So Brian Serber, the assistant director of the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, came out. Brian is the former legal counsel for OBN, so he's an attorney. He's been a district attorney, served in several different capacities, several different offices like that. So he's got a great deal of expertise. He brought Josh, and I'm gonna say his name wrong. I always want to say Reingold, but that's not correct. Josh McGoldrick is his name, who is the legal counsel. I don't know why that's.
Because you're thinking of Judge Reinhold.
I am.
That's why.
Yeah, I don't know why that's in my head like that, but I've actually given Josh several last names on different occasions. So, but he's the legal counsel now. So he and Brian both came out very, very well versed in the kind of law that we deal with often, because their drug cases run parallel to just about any other kind of case. They're different information obviously that you're dealing with, and we do have some drug cases, but all of the cases when they're prosecuted require the same sort of elements and the same sort of things to be brought out in trial. They talked to our guys for about 4 hours and gave some really good information about how to testify well, what sort of things to look out for, what sort of things to prepare for, how the preparation for trial testimony actually goes back to the very first minute that you arrive on the call, and then the process that you use in the reporting process. And so we talked about everything from reports to actual testimony on the stand. And both these guys are very very knowledgeable, and we're very to get 4 hours, so basically 8 hours from OBN of that caliber of instruction was just a big deal for us, and I appreciated them coming out, and it very useful. And we had nearly all of our guys were there. Then we had I think 3 people from the Able Commission were there in class, and I think Weatherford PD sent some people. So we had a good crowd, and I appreciate them coming out. And so and they're talking now about some of the folks from Weatherford. We're talking about maybe bringing that back to their agency and seeing if OBN would do the same thing for them, which I'm sure they will. So that's a big deal to us to receive that kind of training at no cost. And WTC is a fantastic facility. Every time we have a class there here in Oak City at the WTC facility, everybody's very impressed and brags a lot about the sort of training facility we've got there. And that's a huge deal for law enforcement, fire departments. Oil field uses it, I think, for their training. It's just a huge thing to have in our community, and I've been proud to be associated with them the whole time that they've been here.
More mental health issues last week?
Yeah, so they're just continue to be ongoing, and as we were speaking off air, some of the sheriffs I've talked to in the area have noticed a lot of the same thing. I don't know. You were asking me if there's more now than there was 30 years ago, and my job's different now than it was 30 years ago, so I may not have been aware of it, but it certainly seems like more. There just is a lot. I think a lot of it is drug-driven. I think some people hurt themselves badly enough with continued drug use and repeat drug use that it does mess up things in their mind, if not permanently, then at least to the point that whether they're on the drug specifically at that moment or not, they're having trouble with their thought process and making good decisions, and then also become suicidal. In a lot of cases, we had 2 or 3 suicide attempts out in the county this week, along with just the mental health calls that we had. And
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we had, I think I told you about the one we had last week where we had to chase the guy up the highway, basically up there at the 4-way junction, and then just right after that we began having an individual that we were actively looking for, and we finally found him this week, and he had actually tried to hurt himself when we found him, so we got him the help that he needed. And then we had a juvenile that had been threatening suicide. We finally located him and got him the help that he was needing, and then we had a suicide attempt in the jail. And my staff did a fantastic job handling that. We got that person medical care, and then worked with the district attorney and the judge to. He was actually serving time on a crime that he'd been found guilty of, and didn't have very long to go. But we actually got him with the DA and the judge working with us. We were able to get him out and into mental health care. And then at some point he'll have to come back and finish his sentence. But the priority is making sure that he's mentally okay and physically okay in the meantime. So every agency we work with deals with mental health in one way or the other. The judges deal with it. The district attorney deals with it. We deal with it. Obviously DHS and the other agencies deal with that sort of thing. And so everybody is geared towards that one thing, which is making sure we get that person mental health assistance and making sure that they're healthy really before anything else. The criminal stuff sometimes has to wait. Sometimes the court stuff has to wait, and everybody works together to try to make sure that we get that basis health first.
96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. We have Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning in the room. You mentioned off air an unattended death.
We responded to a call. Actually, it was a welfare call down here south of Elk City. That a family member called and said that they hadn't heard from this family member who was an adult male in more than a week, and it was unusual for them, and so they asked us to go by and check on him. When we arrived, we did find the gentleman deceased in his home. Investigation took place, and medical examiner was called and came out. It appeared to be a natural causes was the cause of the death, and so based on the information that we had and what the medical examiner was able to determine, we just classified it as that. It won't be a final determination until the medical examiner's office actually does their investigation at the office and goes through everything that they do. But without making a final determination, what it looks like to us at this time is that it appears to be an unattended natural cause death.
When the OSBI, Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, when they get involved in a case, let's say in western Oklahoma,
like they did a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're investigating, do they stay in contact with local law enforcement to update them on anything, or do they just do their job and go on about it?
It depends. Usually we, as far as a conclusion to their investigation or any determination of whether there's a suspect or no suspect, we usually find out about it about the time the community does through their press release. So unless they're working with us actively, which sometimes we have different levels of turning things over to the OSBI, which we've done all of these, but sometimes we use OSBI's crime tech, crime scene folks. They'll come out and assist us, and we're still running the case. Sometimes we'll still be running the case and have the crime scene folks and a consultant OSBI agent just to have an extra set of eyes and an extra brain thinking through the questions and that sort of thing. And then sometimes we will take the case, and as was done in this case, by both us and Sayre PD in the investigation that was ongoing, was just contact OSBI and say, okay, we'll hold the scene until you guys get here, and then they took it over, which is what happened, I think, in the one you're talking about, in the Very Christian case.
Yeah, I hadn't heard any more about that, about a cause of death or anything like that.
They haven't released anything that I'm aware of. I would expect it to be sooner rather than later, but I don't have a date or anything or a timeline.
When the OSBI does issue a cause of death, is that put out in a press release, or do they call the local sheriff's office and make that known?
It depends on the agent. Sometimes they'll call us and say, "Hey, just so you know, we're putting out a press release," but they don't give us a whole lot of. Once they take the case over, they don't give us a whole lot of insight into what's going on in that case, unless we're assisting them some way with the investigation.
But they do make it known publicly?
They do eventually, yeah. So, and I don't know what their timeline is on that one. And it's, and I understand that, because investigations, sometimes they move quickly, sometimes they move slow, sometimes they move quickly for a little bit, and then you get hung up on something, and it takes a while to run things down. So it can be different in every case. And then we had a child pornography case come up this week where somebody was, one of my detectives has done a great job investigating that, and actually filed charges, already got the guy in jail and I think Elk City PD may have some charges on him too, for contacting young girls and asking them to send pictures and that sort of thing. The 13-year-old, I believe, was the victim. And and this guy was involved in several different things, and that was one of the things that my detective investigated him for. So just continues to be activity from just almost every direction you can think of, and every kind.
Does it sometimes get tiresome trying to keep up with the latest in law breaking?
It gets exhausting. My detectives, I mean, that's a very real thing. My detectives have expressed that to me lately, and I've actually taken one of my guys off of the not off of patrol, but I've pulled him from patrol and assigned him to, and along with his patrol duties, as some of these other cases come in, he's working towards learning how to be a detective, and so they're sort of taking him alongside, and he's working some of the cases that if you want to call it overflow or whatever from their viewpoint, but he already does the jail investigations and that sort of thing for us, and so we're also adding on some other criminal investigations that are a little beyond what a patrol deputy would normally be required to do, and so I appreciate that. But yeah, sometimes it just feels like there's more criminals and more crime than there is always. Actually, I say sometimes, always has felt that way, than there are cops to work it, and it takes a mental toll on guys and women. It's whoever's investigating, it wears them out, both physically and mentally and emotionally sometimes.
I would imagine the spouses and the children of law enforcement officials have got to be on board and supportive and really.
Yeah, spouses especially, and older children, younger children. I think they know dad's not or mom's not there sometimes when they wish they were, but older children especially, because they begin to realize exactly why mom or dad are not there, because they're off working these cases. Spouses do a huge amount of, I'll call it work. I mean, it just is. They're in supporting their spouse that may work in law enforcement. They do a huge amount of effort in supporting them mentally, emotionally, and even physically, because sometimes working the kind of hours that our guys have. I've got a couple that I've told them, I was like, you guys got to go home or your wives are going to hate me. I mean, it just and the thing is, they've got that drive. They want to be up there working all the time, and so we have to make those allowances through comp time and things through the sheriff's office, because however many guys I hire, it seems like there's always still more work to do. But the spouses are a big part of that. They can either make it easier on our men and women in uniform or in the detective division, or they can make it harder. And we're blessed right now that the ones we've got seem to be working to make it easier on them. And that's just any spouse and any job, but it seems particularly tough in these jobs, especially for my investigators right now. They're just dealing with a lot, and I appreciate the work they do. They just continue to have that drive to make sure that they're taking care of victims and getting the work done.
Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning. Derek, always enjoy talking to you. Sounds like you got a lot of things happening right now.
There is plenty to do, yes. Thank you all very much, and be safe.
Derek Manning, everybody. He'll be here all week. That's not true. He'll be here a week from today. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show.
This is news from the Oklahoma News Network.
A Muskogee couple is jailed on trafficking in children and other charges after officials say they tried to trade their newborn for lower rent. Michael Board has the story.
Cheyenne Hamilton and Donald Philippi Jr. allegedly gave their newborn son to their landlord, where the boy was found by the Muskogee County Sheriff's deputies. Investigators believe the couple may have done the same thing with a daughter last year. DNA tests are being conducted on all involved as part of this investigation. The couple are currently held in the Muskogee County Jail. I'm Michael Board.
Tulsa Mayor Monroe Nichols has signed an executive order to establish the City of Tulsa Department of Emergency Management. The structure of the new department was developed with input from county and state partners. Tulsa Public Safety Commissioner Laurel Roberts will serve as the interim leader while the city launches a search for a full-time director. I'm Katie Gray.
This is the ONN, the Oklahoma News Network.
We all make promises, big and small, tested over time and distance, tried by circumstances and decisions.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I do solemnly swear to bear true faith and allegiance.
To help you when you're in need.
To tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
To be considerate and caring, courageous and strong.
For better.
For worse.
In sickness and in health.
To love and cherish.
To be your loving, faithful friend.
Partner.
Child. Parent. Neighbor.
One of our most important commitments is to support our nation's veterans. Learn how you can help a veteran going through a difficult time by visiting maketheconnection.net.
.5 KECO, Nathan, Landry, and you. When your operation runs on equipment, you got to keep that equipment running. Just about everything your engines need, they've got it at Camrock. Buy in bulk, save time, save money at Camrock Supply. Next to Fred's Steakhouse, Doak City.
College World Series World Championship, the last game for all the marbles. It's winner take all, loser go home.
The loser is
Of
just
course-
that, a loser.
Of course, the winner goes home too, because the game is being played in Omaha, Nebraska, and neither the University of North Carolina Tar Heels nor the Oklahoma Sooners are at home in Omaha.
That's right. Everybody goes home.
6 o'clock first pitch. 6 o'clock first pitch, Nathan. I like Ryder Cowan and the Sooners. They're going to win it all.
96.5 KECO and Elk City.
We're like the caffeine in your cup, keeping you going all day long. Thanks for making us number one. 96.5 KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Progress is reported at the U.S.-Iran peace talks in Lucerne, Switzerland. Vice President J.D. Vance.
The Iranians have agreed to invite IAEA inspectors back into their country.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing.
It was not all smooth sailing. Iranian state media said negotiations were paused after what it called an insulting message from President Trump. The president spoke to Fox News over the weekend and threatened to take over Iran. He posted on social media, "We'll hit Iran very hard if the Iranians don't stop proxies causing trouble in Lebanon." Technical level talks will continue through the week.
Fox's Jonathan Savage reporting. Keir Starmer says he'll resign as British Prime Minister.